received the news that Trump has cancelled his state visit to Denmark on the 2nd and 3rd September. I had been looking forward to the visit. Our preparations were well underway. It was an opportunity, I think, to celebrate Denmark's close relationship to US, and who remains one of Denmark's closest allies. I was looking forward to having a dialogue on the many shared interests Denmark has with the US.
She was in a very difficult diplomatic position. The sentiment here is definitely one of shock and offence, and she's having to echo that, of course, and make sure that her people are being heard, but at the same time protecting this crucial alliance. A very tricky situation here, hoping, I'm sure, that after that statement, a line is drawn under this entire event. Robin?
Yeah, it's unclear what happens next. Of course, we're getting even conflicting information about whether it's postponed or whether it's cancelled. But certainly this whole issue, and you point this out, has much of Europe, I think, concerned, because certainly countries and national identities can't be bought like a New York skyscraper, and I think that is probably what has raised many eyebrows, that this is, almost, it is impossible in the 21st century to buy countries as if, this is some sort of post-colonial, colonial situation.
I think it's extraordinary, and I have to say, when I first saw this story, when it emerged a few days ago, it took me by surprise. Of course, this was a practice done hundreds of years ago. You don't have to look very far, even with United States history, in terms of buying up territories or countries. That is not really done today, of course, and you have to remember that Greenland is part of the Danish kingdom, but it is not Denmark's to sell. It is an autonomous region with its own government. It relies a lot on Denmark for state revenue, but it is its own country, and it is certainly not for sale. They echoed that today. Greenland saying that they are not for sale. They are open for business, Robin.
Yeah, they have said that. And also, let's just talk through just how much this alliance is in support of the US, particularly with the military contribution that Denmark has on the war on terror and a variety of other battlefronts. You mentioned it. Just give us some detail of just how disproportionately the Danish military serves, with the US.
Well, they are a crucial ally, and they have been so supportive for the United States in fighting on various battlefronts, as we mentioned, Afghanistan, Iraq, the war on ISIS, and Denmark is a very small country with a relatively very small military, so their casualties per capita are very, very high. So this is a very important alliance, not just for Denmark, but for the United States as well, which is why cancelling a state visit, which wasn't supposed to be, all about Greenland and the selling of Greenland, is being considered to be so offensive and to be such a dreadful political spat by people here in Denmark, and very hard to contain that because it's across the local press, the government trying to, feel that sentiment on the ground, but also trying to protect this alliance going forwards.
Okay, thanks so much. Live from Copenhagen, Anna Stewart. Appreciate it, Anna. Okay, so let's go to the White House, because we certainly want perspective there. Joe John standing by. Hi, Joe. Good to see you. I mean, so many questions here. This decision by the US president to cancel a state visit, you heard Anna reporting there from Copenhagen, willy-nilly it appears. What is the reasoning behind it?
It's kind of inexplicable if you think about it. Initially, this idea was scoffed at here in the United States. The president at one time said it was something that was on the back burner, and another time he made a joke about it. And then last night, reacting apparently to the Danish Prime Minister's words saying Greenland is not for sale, the president responds by going on Twitter and writing Denmark's a very special country with incredible people, but based on the Prime Minister's comments, that she would have no interest in discussing the purchase of Greenland. He says he'd be postponing the meeting scheduled for another time. Also goes on to say the Prime Minister was able to save a great deal of expense and effort for both the U.S. by being so direct, and says he looks forward to scheduling in the future. But here's the thing. The president at one time was indicating over the weekend that this really wasn't that serious, or something was very much on the back burner, and then goes forward on Twitter claiming that he was canceling the trip because the Danish Prime Minister had said, no, Greenland's not for sale. All of this just leads to a bunch of confusion here at the White House as to what were the president's intentions. I mean, we do know, Robin, that another president, Truman, thought about trying to buy Greenland and suggested doing so for $100 million in gold bars. But that was World War II, and this is now. The cost, obviously, would be significantly higher. Forbes magazine, a real estate writer over there, estimates it at $27 billion if the United States were even to try that, and if Denmark were to go for it. So anybody's guess what's going on there.
But in many ways, that's a moot point, because this is
Right.
not for sale. It's like comparing apples and
Absolutely.
oranges. I mean, this is not the 19th century. National identities, nation states are not carved up by the superpower of the day and handed over to each other as if they were carpets. So does the U.S. president understand that?
I'm a little bit speechless on this because it's hard to say what the president understands, what he's just throwing out there, what he's using as a distraction, and what he's really interested in. And, we've tried to get through the White House to find out a little bit more, but a lot of times the president contradicts his own advisors on things like this. So anybody's guess what the president is thinking. What we do know is Greenland is not for sale, and the president has postponed the trip. By the way, a couple of weeks he was supposed to go into 2 countries. He was supposed